Okay, Pat, I'm going to ask you to explain to us now this idea of the hard problem of consciousness, because this might be one of those questions that Brian's referring to. So this was the philosopher David Chalmer came up with this idea for asking, why do we have phenomenal experiences, and can that be answered by scientific inquiry? Do you want to take us through this idea of this hard problem, Pat, and what you think on it?
Well, it's a little hard for me to do because, a problem that somebody finds hard is a psychological fact about them. It's not a metaphysical fact about the world. Look, go back to my biology teacher. He found it hard to imagine how you could get livingness itself out of dead molecules. And Chalmers finds it hard to imagine how you could get phenomenal experiences out of physical stuff. Yeah, okay, it's hard to imagine. There's a lot of things that are hard to imagine. But what amazing conclusion do you want to draw from that? And what he wants to draw from that is that consciousness is a fundamental feature of the universe. He would agree with Planck. And I think, well, okay, go for it then. But without data, you're just another person with an opinion. And he's been working on this now for 25 years, or at least he articulated it 25 years ago. There's been no progress on the problem. I mean, if he really thinks it's a fundamental feature of the universe, where are the experiments? Where are the data? Where are the measurements? What's the program? What's the plan? There is nothing. And, panpsychists climb out of the walls every sort of 80 years and say, wow, everything is conscious along with cow pies and fungus. And we're all supposed to go, oh, wow, how deep is that? And I'm kind of, oh, okay, well, show me the data and I'm on board, but show me the data.
Pat, one thing, let me ask you one question though. Again, you've probably had more conversation with David than I have about this, but I asked him about that very point, that there was a time when the onset of life seemed hard in that it was difficult. And couldn't it be that just as in that case, 50, 100 years of scientific progress made that problem not go away, but kind of evaporated in terms of it seeming so completely mysterious? His response to me was, when he uses the word hard, he's not using like a subjective sense that he finds it hard. He's saying this is a unique problem because the data is only first person accessible. So all the other problems of the world are third party accessible type problems. This one being fundamentally different because it's only you and I as individuals that can access our own phenomenal experience, our own conscious awareness. That's what I understand him to have meant when he said the word hard.
Yeah, I think that he does. But I mean, look, only I have my digestion. You don't have my digestion. Chalmers doesn't have it's so mysterious, my digestion.
Right, but a doctor, of the right variety can pretty much gain access to the data of your digestive system, but it's pretty hard to...
No, you can't, as in the propofol experiment I described. The propofol experiment that Emery Brown did is an instance where we do have an understanding of what was lost and why it was lost. We didn't have the experience itself.
But that's the point. But I think that's exactly the point.
No, right. But look, I can know everything there is to know about the nature of pregnancy. It won't make me pregnant. There's a different route to pregnancy. And similarly, when he says you can know everything there is to know about blue, but it won't cause you to see blue, that's just like saying I should become pregnant if I know everything there is to know about pregnancy. I mean, it's stale now. I'm sorry, but it's just stale.
For more debates, talks, and interviews, subscribe today to the Institute of Art and Ideas at IAI TV.